Peace. Islam family, it's your brother Cool. Um, just wanted to make this video as a quick announcement. Also, I wanted to take the opportunity to answer a very well put together series of questions a brother sent to me via email. Brother Macvell Gilmore. I want to send a shout out to him for, the time and effort he put into putting this together. So already did a first series of questions. I believe from the previous video went about to question number 4. So I'm going to continue off from 5 on down. But before I get into 5 on down, I do want to start off by making a quick announcement just to update everyone who is a private member of Sunel University that the weekly conference calls have started. Did the first one on Friday, so thank you for those who were present at that conference call. Every conference call will be hosted every week on Friday at approximately 5 p.m. my time. I'm on the West Coast in Washington State, so that will be Pacific Standard Time. All right, so I believe according to East Coast, I'm 3 hours behind, and if you're in Central Time, I'm 2 hours. Behind. So essentially, for me right now, it's 4:38. So I would imagine in New York right now, it's 7:38, or if you're in Chicago, it's 6:38. So just keep that in mind. If you are a private member, I will send you all the information for the call and also the access code via email. So once again, I'm holding these private conference calls for all members of Sunel University. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to hone in my attention on, on rather than just branching out to everyone. I want to hone in on a serious group of people who are willing to commit to studies and also be willing to invest in themselves, because I'm investing in you guys. All right, so it's always about being reciprocal. With that being said, the main agenda for these conference calls is for everyone to come with their questions ready. The main agenda of these conference calls is to answer your questions, because I feel like answering or creating a event where it's just based on answering people's questions will in overall answer everyone's questions at the same time, because I'm pretty sure everyone has the same questions or the same thoughts that they would like some clarity on. So I will do my best to bring that clarity. If I can't bring that clarity, we'll try to get the clarity together. All right, so that's my focus on that, and that's only due to the fact that and yes, if people have been trying to reach out to me, yes, I have changed my number. Okay, the reason for me doing that was due to the fact that it was just getting too crazy for me. Like, my phone was going off every 5 minutes every day, and I have a family too. All right, so it was starting to drive me a little crazy. Not the actual work of helping people, but I kind of felt like my brain was starting to split in half. So I've changed my number. Okay, I'm still making myself available to people for communication. However, I can't afford to just leave it out to everyone so that everyone and anyone can just reach out to me and call me at any given time. So what I'm doing now, in order to set up a proper protocol or process in order to get everyone, so I can still be able to communicate with everyone. All right, so the main thing is, my main point of communication from this point forward is suneluniversity@gmail.com. That's SUNELUNIVERSITY@gmail.com. That is my first point of contact. From there, we'll move forward. If you're interested in consultations, hit me up at the email and we can proceed forward from there. We can schedule a time where you're available and I'm available, and we can sit down and build. But now I have to start doing things according to some type of structure. Not that I didn't have a structure before, but now I'm really nailing down on it. And it's a beautiful thing because more people are waking up. More people are realizing the fact that they are Aboriginal and indigenous to this land, that they are Moors, they're not Black African American. So, everyone's doing their part in getting this information out. So I'm just trying to do things in a way where I can still do my part, but also not be affected in my private. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I have a family. So as much as I want to tend and give my energy to every single one of you who has a family and who's trying to get themselves right, I can't put you guys above my own family because my own family is looking towards me. So the best way that I see fit to do this, like I said, is to schedule events where I can have a mass group of people and then we can build all at once. Okay. So like I said, I'm honing in on those who are committed to gaining knowledge and who are also working with me in regards to Suna University as a private member. As Suna University grows, I'm building more things to have more things accessible for private members, not just, access to information. I actually want to make it to where there's actually some things you can benefit from, like physically, just by being a part of Suna University. So that's where my mind and focus is. All right. Because once they see the example in us living it out, then it won't be a thing of we need to wake the masses up. They're already looking at you like, yo, I see God. What I got to do? That's, we should get to that level. But in order for us to get to that point, you know what I'm saying? We got to be serious. We all have to be serious. So like I said, for everyone who's been in fluent contact with me, I have changed my number. So I will be giving it back out, but not just out there like that. Okay. So once again, if you wish to get in contact with me, email me at suneluniversity@gmail.com. The email will be in the description box for this video. And if you are interested in becoming a private member of Suna University, then also email me at my primary point of contact, which would be suneluniversity@gmail.com, and then we'll build from there. We can schedule a time to talk if need be, etc., etc. But it's just being more structured so that way my energy just isn't all out there and I'm not left with anything, you know what I'm saying? So that I can do what I do, not only for my family, but what I do to help put the information out. Because I do love what I do. But like I said, I can't put that above my family. That's just common sense thinking. All right. So, with that being said, oh, by the way, when did I do that? That was Saturday. What was that? Third day? What's the date today? 26. All right, y'all. So welcome to the 6th day, first cycle of the year 1439. Moorish calendar, also known by Gregorian calendar, March 26, 2018. It's ain't 2018, y'all. We in 1439. All right, get it right. So, with that being said, we're going to go into the second parts of these questions. Like I said, if you happen to catch this video first, you might want to go catch part 1 with me and my mate, where we break down the first 4 parts of this series of questions. All right. So let's just go right for it. So question number 5. Why would one get a social security card for the free name? I thought the whole process was to come out of the system with the foreign EIN. Does it put you back into the system? Very common question. Very great question. Appreciate you for that question, Brother Gilmore. So let's go. The whole point of the Social Security and updating the Social Security is not for you to go back into commerce doing business in another man's name. Even if the Social Security is in your free national name, you shouldn't be using the Social Security to do business, period. That Social Security card goes alongside with the estate that was created for you. Okay? The only problem is, or I should say the only issue is that when we were born, they labeled us as a decedent, which means someone who's deceased. So when we were born, in their records, we were a stillbirth. So being dead, we're no longer the live infant, grantor, owner of that estate that's been created for us, because we're the principal. But as long as we're alive, as long as we're in full life, all right? So everything that's used to charge or process or prosecute people is being utilized. The gateway or the key that you're using to do that is the birth certificate. Okay, they're using a birth certificate to do that. So because of the fact they're using that, and then what comes from the birth certificate is the social security card. So with the social security card, which has you labeled as Black or African American, okay, not your name, then you are not qualified. You're still labeled as a minor. So you're going back to the Social Security office to update everything. So that way in their records, they're reflecting your status properly. And not even your status, the status for your straw. Because if you nationalize, then you should nationalize the straw too. Okay? On the SS5 form, it does have a portion where it says U.S. citizen. You should hit other. Because what you should bring along with you is the original copy of what you filed, of your declaration of nationality on record, and a certified copy. They're going to take those documentation, and based off that documentation is going to reaffirm that, yes, you are not a U.S. citizen. We have reaffirmed your allegiance back to your mother country of citizenship, which is Morocco, because that's where we're standing, Morocco. North, South, Central America is Morocco. Okay? So that's to clarify that. Once again, it's not for commerce, it's to clear it up. Clear up the status of that entity so that it cannot be used against you in a court of law. That's why you do that. It's not a question of hiding. No one's trying to hide. But you want to update everything so that it reflects, so that everything lines up. All right, you want to leave a paper trail. Now, by doing that, it doesn't put you back in jurisdiction, because like I said, on that, you should identify that you are not a U.S. citizen. Hit other when it says citizenship on that form. So no, it doesn't put you in a jurisdiction. That still doesn't mean I'm utilizing that Social Security to do business. I'm doing everything through my trust. Okay, so as long as in all the contracts that I do moving forward, don't contract where it puts my status as Negro, Black, or colored, or remove certain things that I need in place, then I'm good. It's all about how to live in contracts. It don't matter if you're a national or not. If you don't understand how to live in contracts, you're always going to find yourself in some boo-boo. Okay? So if you don't want to find yourself in some boo-boo, learn how to read contracts. If you read in the contract, you come across a word you don't know what it means, stop. Stop. And don't look up the regular definition. You need to look up the legal definition of that word. Okay? The legal definition, because they don't mean the same thing. For example, suffer in law means you agreed, you consented. Okay? Not like, oh, suffered, like you didn't have no control. This person suffered at the hands of this man or this woman. You know, that means you consented in law. That doesn't mean that it was out of your control, that the other person's at fault. That means that you allowed it to happen. And because of that, you can't hold this other person liable. So if somebody were to say they suffered rape in a court of law, what they're saying legally is that they consented to rape. Okay? So it's important to know the definitions of words. All right? So I hope that answers question number 5. No, it doesn't put you back in the system. However, depending on how you operate, you can put yourself back in the system. Okay? But updating the information on that social is to clear things up. Because remember, you're in full life. You're alive. You're not dead. You're not lost at sea. In their records, though, you're dead and you're lost at sea. All right? So maybe you want to update that in their system. So that way, you know, the duality are congruent. Not that over here you're yourself and then over here you're Thomas Anderson. So Thomas Anderson is trying to exercise rights that Neo has. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just goes together. It's not a fight. It just goes together. Okay? So you want to update. Even at your job, if you change, if you declared your nationality and declared your free national title, you want to have that updated at your job. You still want your job calling you Chris, Doug, and Brownie? That don't make sense to me. Okay? Now, move on, because I could get caught up in that all day. I don't want to do that. Number 6. How or why would you use common law processes if you are a foreign nationalist? Would it just be easier to become an executor of the public estate that would take yourself from the jurisdiction of the United States Corporation UCC1 working in comments? So we're going to break down this question. How or why would you use common law processes if you are a foreign national? A foreign national to what, though? You see? Because a lot of people say, I'm a Moorish national, or I'm a foreign national. Okay, you're a foreign national. First of all, what are you foreign to, and what are you a national of? See, you got to be specific. Those are very vague statements when it comes to law. This is why I claim to be a Moorish American. I am American. My descent is Moorish. But I'm American, though. You understand? Because Moorish is American. It's really an oxymoron, because I'm really saying American. But, so as a national, as an American national, Moorish American national. And just so you know, if you have a nationality, that means you are a national. If you're a citizen of something, you are a national. Whether it's corporate or organic, you can be a corporate national. But corporate nationals only exist in the corporate realm. They don't exist in the real world. Okay? So, as a national, meaning you have allegiance to a nation. Okay? You're not from Africa, you're from America. You're an American. You are not a U.S. citizen. You are an American. United States is not the same thing as America. U.S. citizen is not the same thing as an American. Okay? I am an American. An American citizen. Why? Because I'm from America and I have an allegiance to a community or a state, which would make me a citizen or a member of that community or nation or state. Okay? So as a national, right? As an American national, as an indigenous aboriginal being, no, it wouldn't be easier to do business with the estate. Why? Because you're still doing business in another man's name. I want y'all to realize what I'm trying to say. The purpose is to take that straw and place it in your estate, in your foreign estate, not to go and use it, but to lock it away. Do you understand? They've been using that thing to fuck you up. Excuse my language. They've been using the straw to fuck us up. So to stop them from fucking us up, we have to take that straw and put it underneath our jurisdiction. Now that we have shown publicly that we're not lost at sea, that we're in full life, right? Because if we're in full life, then you cannot use the estate that was made on our behalf against us. You can't use that against us, but only if you are civil little mortus, Negro, black, colored, 14th Amendment citizen, aka a corporate citizen of the United States, not a citizen of America. I'm a citizen of United States. There's a difference. It's not the same thing. Not the same thing. Okay? So in terms of using common law is just your tradition, is the laws of your tradition, your culture, and your customs. Okay? So everyone's common law is not the same thing. Common law is based on what is common to you and how you live, according to the traditions and culture of your society, of your community, of your people, of your upbringing. What is common to you as law? That's what common law is. All right. So common law for British people is not the same common law for American people. And even in America, right, you have different cultures or different aspects of the same culture, but everyone got their own personality. Okay, so that in itself too is common law. So common law is based on what laws do your culture acknowledge as laws to keep you within your boundaries of your nationality and your religious creed. That's your common law. So everyone can use common law to function. I've been using common law to function. I haven't been using anything statutory or corporate. Everything is common. Common law. I have the right to have a business. I have a right to open one. I have a right to do what I need to do. I have a right to put things in the name of my business. I have a right to take property and put it in the name of my business, aka trust. I have a right to do these things, but you don't have a right as property. If you're Negro, black, colored, you're chattel property. Property can't own property. Okay? And understanding that property can't own property, you always want to do business in your free national name, in your estate, not the estate they created for you. That estate, you're supposed to shelve that estate, okay? Because for one, that's proof, okay, that you were a prisoner of war, for one. Two, because you know at some point restitution is going to start kicking in. I hope y'all realize that. The restitution hasn't kicked in yet because not enough people are in motion. There's not enough energy in motion for the restitution to start, start making moves. So until enough of us wake up, we're still waiting for restitution. Not that we're waiting for someone to give it to us, but we're waiting for ourselves to wake up to give ourselves the restitution. Okay? Now, I can give myself restitution on an individual level, but on a group, on a macro level, I can't do that by myself. You can't do that by yourself. Okay? So, our public estates are used for discharge because that's what they're for. They're not used to do commerce in. We're supposed to have our own shit to do commerce in. Because we're of the majority. We're not minority, right? We're grown. So we're supposed to be doing business in the name of our ancestors. And in those things that have been used to enslave us or entrap us, now, you know what I'm saying? The hunted becomes the hunter. So guess what? You put that straw in a cage. That cage should be your trust. You understand what I'm saying? So that way nobody can use it against you. Nobody. Nobody from the outside. Nobody from the inside. That's the purpose of that. Okay? In terms of utilizing common law. But if you don't have no nationality, don't talk about common law. Because common law is based on your culture, your religion, meaning what trust are you a part of, right? Your creed, your way of life, how you look at things, how you see the world. That's all part of common law. Now, number 6. Oh, and that would take yourself from the jurisdiction of the United States Corporation, UCC1, working in commerce. And that's what I'm talking about. If you're operating in your trust, utilizing your treaty of peace and friendship, then there's no need for UCC1. Read up UCC1 9-311 in reference to anything dealing with perfecting a security. Okay? If it's dealing under statute or treaties, filing a financing statement is not necessary nor effective. Okay? It's not necessary nor effective. What's up?
There's something nasty on the wall.
On what wall?
Wall right there.
Okay. 1 second.
No. Right there. What is that?
you for the wait. All right. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? If you're operating in your trust with your treaties, there's no need for a UCC1. So when you talk about putting yourself in the jurisdiction, that's how you do that. When you're doing stuff like that. UCC1s, and not to mention, even if you do file one, if it makes you feel better, you're supposed to file that as a non-UCC. That way it's a public record statement. We're not in this for commerce. We're in this to secure our property. We're trying to take our shit off the market. Get it? All right. Question number 7. What do you think about RV Bay Publications and the Aboriginal Network, Moorish government? Well, I can tell you first off, RV Bay Publications is excellent. All right. Anyone who talks shit about RV Bay Publications, anyone who talks ill about any of the members of that organization in reference to putting out information and, you know, making it available to people, don't fucking listen to them. Because RV Bay, the information RV Bay had out had me on that website for about 6 months before I was mentally ready to be myself out there in the world. Because you can't do this if you don't have an understanding. So RV Bay gave me opportunity to sit down and gain understanding and have access to records and documentation that you ain't gonna find out there like that. People ain't just gonna leave links out for you to look up congressional records like that. That shit was foreign to me at the time in 2013. So big ups and respect to RV Bay Publications, and continued respect to RV Bay Publications and all the work they do all day, every day. Thank you very much and kindly. And like I said, anyone shitting on them, you should stop. You should shit on them and stop watching them and listening to them, because they don't know what they're talking about. All right. This is nothing, and everything on RV Bay is nothing that RV Bay says. It's all congressional records. So nothing on that site, in terms of the records, is based on what they're saying. That's congressional records. That shit was said 100 years before RV Bay was in existence. They're just reminding us of what's already been there. And that got me started on my journey in uplifting and helping uplift and fallen humanity. So that's where I stand with RV Bay. Aboriginal Network. Can't say I'm too familiar with the Aboriginal Network, but I will promise that in the next video I will definitely do a quick little skit on that Aboriginal Network. Like, I can't really speak on that because I'm not too familiar with them. RV Bay, definitely, as far as that's concerned. Number 8. Do I need to be affiliated with the Moorish Science Temple? Which one? There's many temples around the states open now. To be very clear and answer your question, no, you do not need to be a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America to declare your nationality as a Moorish American, because you are a Moorish American before the existence of the Moorish Science Temple of America. So you being a Moor and declaring your bloodline has nothing to do with any organization, whether it's the temple or not. Not to say that we shouldn't be affiliated or have some type of connection with members from different temples, sure. And we should all be able to be respectful of each other too, and be diplomatic and, you know, and relational, because we are still a nation. We don't, just because we don't share the same views from start to end doesn't mean we're not a nation still. So, but to be, you know, stick to that question, no, you do not need to be, actually, I think I misread that question. Do I need to be affiliated with the Moorish Science Temple? You are affiliated with the Moorish Science Temple, because the Moorish Science Temple are the people. The Moorish Science Temple is not a building. Okay? It's more than, I mean, it is a building, but it's more than a building. It's more than an entity. It's more than an organization. Okay? We, as people, divine people, have been here before the existence of the Moorish Science Temple of America, before 1492, before 7-11, before all of that. We've always been in existence. So that's where we have to come into. We need to understand what came first, the people or the Moorish Science Temple of America. Moors, what came first, the Moors or the Moorish Science Temple of America? The Moorish Science Temple of America came first. Oh no, let me repeat that. The Moorish Science Temple of America came second. Okay? Because you have to have people to build things. Things don't build themselves. People build things. Okay? So, with that being said, there is no Moorish Science Temple of America without the people to build it. So, what came first? The Moorish Science Temple of America or the people? The people. Now, should you be affiliated with the people that make the Moorish Science Temple of America? Yes. So if you're affiliated with other Moors from different rounds and bouts of this continent or across, whether they're part of the temple or not, that is the Moorish Science Temple of America. Because you are a Moor, you're in America. This is your temple where God dwells within. You have knowledge. Knowledge is science, right? Because science means to know. So if you have knowledge, that means you know things. So what are we talking about? But in a true heartfelt sense, yes, we should be affiliated, but not in a sense where we feel like we're becoming under the rule or under the guide of someone that we don't feel comfortable with in our own heart and spirit. All right? This is not the day and age to follow people. This is the day and age to be your own leader and to be amongst leaders. Okay? So, yes, should be affiliated with the Moorish Science Temple of America. But like I said, only if it resonates with you. Other than that, all you need is two or more Moors to come in the name of the Prophet, and that is the Moorish Science Temple of America right there, Islam. Now, number 9. What is the difference between nationality and UCC1? Can you do both under the new name, one to work in private and another public? I think I answered that already, but I'm going to say it one more time. In reference to nationality and UCC1, nationality is divine. UCC1 is commerce. Nationality is private. UCC1 is public. Nationality is foreign. UCC1 is domestic. Nationality is American citizen. UCC1 is United States citizen. So the difference between nationality and UCC1 is nationality